Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, A Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be Scarlett versus GunGFuBanDa here on Data C. This is from DreamHack Atlanta. Top right going to be Scarlett. Bottom left going to be GunGFuBanDa. So it is Germany versus Canada here today, along ZVP on Data C. Alright, so Data C is home to a lot of long macro games. It's a good map for macro games, basically. So this is going to be a blocking hatch probe. And let's see if this gets here in time. Go Pauline. Go Pauline the probe. Yes. Okay, got there in time. Scarlett says, whatever. I'll just expand. Oh, interesting. Not expanding. Okay. What are this a proxy? This a proxy here? The probe checks to see. Oh, we haven't expanded. Okay. And oh, I hope it's a proxy. I do love proxy hatches at the professional level. Okay, so we've got the natural coming down. And yeah, 300 minerals coming right up. 8, 9, bam, done. Ah, how do you like your natural block, the GunGFuBanDa? Oh, so good. So basically the way to do this is 4 to 5 probes fighting it, and then a zealot comes in and fights it, and you should be able to kill this thing no problem. I mean, GunGFuBanDa's been around the block a few times. The first time this happened, there were some Protoss who were like, oh, what do I do? Can I... And they like overcompensate and try to overkill it, but this is exactly right. It's going to be 1, 2, it's 4. I've seen 5, but it does seem to be 4 is okay. Yeah, all right. I guess if you want to kill a little bit faster, having an extra probe down here doesn't hurt anything, but yeah, that's a canceled hatch. Oh, and then tosses down an evolution chamber on the creep for even more delay. Scarlett, so good. I love it. I don't even care if it was a good play or not. I really don't care if it was a good play. It was awesome. It was very fun. Look at that second base coming up way earlier than the Protoss' second base. Forced a cyber core out before the Nexus got started at the second. That's fantastic. I mean, sure, Scarlett stuff. She's slow. She's slow at this point. She just barely getting the gas. Maybe a metabolic boost would be a good thing to toss up here, and it is. Okay, so an Adept moving out for scouting purposes. The Adept and the Zealot are like, you can't have a ton of stuff. You probably are just been droning a whole bunch here. Probably not wrong about that either. Thought about expanding, and then was like, oh, all right. So Zealot Adept moving in. The Overlord scouts that information. And slowlings. Okay, yeah, enough to get us around on that Adept on creep. So the Adept gets out of there, but, you know, just putting some pressure on. Delaying the third base attempt here. At the very least, making a great delay on that third base and allowing GunGFuBanDa to keep up and catch up economically here. So this is good stuff. This is really, really great stuff. Ooh, Adepts thought about making that happen. Stargate is on the way. We're kind of just settling into normal macro here, right? Nobody seems to be making a ton of units. I mean, just 7 drones on the way from Scarlett. Third base coming in here from Scarlett. 12 o'clock position. Creep spreading. You know, connecting all the bases with creep is, as always, kind of just the basic requirement of creep. Pushing it out further is always good. But the basic requirement is connecting your bases. Yeah, no surprise that Oracle's on the way. Not sure if GunGFuBanDa is going to try hero-style PvZ here today to try to take down Scarlett, but I don't know. So yeah, kind of like both these players are pretty even in skill. I mean, Scarlett, she's had her time. She's had her time when she's winning IEM events, and I mean, just kicking butt, taking names, and she's kind of fallen off in the last few years. Hasn't had any really major good results. Hasn't really been competing in any of the WCS events or ESL events anywhere near, you know, the quarterfinals or even like the round of 16. So, I don't know. Maybe 2023 will be a better year for her. I'd like to see that. She's a very fun Zerg player. I love her creep spread. I mean, she's got some of the best creep spread in the entire world. So, More creep spread is always nice as a Zerg player. But yeah. Oracle. Where are we, Oracles? This is such a big map. Must find blue Oracle on map. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Oracle and Friend. Any more in production? Nope, just the 2. 2 to 3 is fairly standard. I'm going to try to move out and get some damage done. Oracle name is Wanda. Simply Wanda Maximoff. From Marvel, the MCU, and also from the X-Men, right? Because, like, Magneto's her dad in some I don't know. She's kind of one of those comic book characters that's sort of owned by multiple IPs, right? Anyway, a bunch of links coming out, trying to see, is there a third base we can harass? There's not a third base here at all. Charge is on the way pretty early here. I don't know, like a 2-base kind of a charge style attack. The Lings see the third base. A couple probes get sniped. The Lings do not sacrifice their own lives for absolutely no reason, which I really appreciate. But yeah, pretty quick charge. Hydralisk Den getting tossed down here by Scarlett, working on +1 melee attack though. So these Lings will have great upgrades. The Hydras are going to be here. They're not necessarily going to have a +1 missile attack immediately. But that's okay. Lings with upgrades are good. I mean, Hydra Lings with +1, Hydras with no attack upgrades. They do a ton of damage already. Hydras do. I think the upgrade benefits Lings more than +1 missile benefits the Hydras. I would say, just in my personal experience. So Protoss, extra warp gates getting tossed on down here. Again, the charge is interesting this early. So it's not going to be hero style. It's only 2 oracles. This is a bad fight. No. Yeah, okay. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I mean, +1 attack is done, but I mean, if you're... It's 1 Ling per unit here. It's not going to go well for you. You're still going to have at least 2-3 Lings per unit, even with +1 attack, if you're going to take these down. I mean, Stalkers are bad against Lings, but they're not that bad against Lings, right? Woof. So, Centrifugal Hook's on the way. A bit of a push here from GunGFuBanDa. It's kind of been... You know, a little bit delayed here. These Banelings got to get out. Got to get out. Lingbane Hydra on defense here is going to be pretty good. There are some Hydras already out. The Queen Anti-Air is there too. The Charge Lot's coming in. Guardian Shield pops. And this attack into the third base is pretty brutal. Drones evacuating out of there. Ling's getting a pretty good surround on these Charge Lots. They got the +1. Banelings. Oh, the Charge Lot's backing away from them. Trying to split. Stasis only catches 1 Hydra. That's crazy stuff. Oh, but Zealots are into the third base, or the fourth base here, too. Drones are going down way too fast here for Scarlett's liking, that's for sure. But a full surround on the Zealots, plus some Hydra Queen support is enough to save the day and get GunGFuBanDa to back out. But that was a ton of damage. 13 drones down is a big deal. A bunch of Lings died there, too. 54 Lings have died. 1 Hydra. Only 1 Hydra has died. That's pretty good control by Scarlett for sure. Okay, so I mean, no hatcheries died, 13 drones went down, but replacing 13 drones as an elite Zerg player is not that big of a deal, I would say. It was a bit of a weird timing there from GunGFuBanDa, but Scarlett was able to hold on. And she's got this Centrifugal Hook Banelings now. She's got a ton of Hydras out, getting them the speed upgrade. The range upgrade was first because that's usually, if your Hydras are going to be defending, getting them the range upgrade is more efficient. And if they want to be pushing across the map, giving them speed is usually a little bit better. So... yeah, Ling's coming in, checking to see is there a base to kill. There's the army here. Yes, it is. It's trying to cover the third base and the fourth base simultaneously. But Banelings wandering in this way. The Oracle's murdering them. The Hydra's trying to cover the Oracle's backing out as they do. So it is going to be a big attack into this fourth base. The army's responding maybe a little bit too late here. I don't know. Nah, they're on time. Archon's in the front to absorb Banelings shots. The Hydras do really well there. The Banelings do not. So you gotta be careful with this whole thing. So, fighting. Banelings just exploding on Zealots, not on Archons. That's what she's trying to do. Charge a lot attack up to the third base, though, causing some problems. Yeah, major problems there. No, Banelings, do not attack onto the Archon. It's Archon Immortal. There are some Zealots here to deal with, but by golly. All right, Lings coming in again, trying to get surrounds. Charge lots against Hydras are pretty good. The Hydras pulling back to more advantageous positions there. And both players deal with an attack, but no probes died during the attack of Scarlett's, and 3 drones went down on the other side. So, woo, this has been a pretty good game already here. We're just 10 minutes in. Pretty aggressive thus far. The proxy hatch by Scarlett. Love to see a good proxy hatch. All right, Hydroling Bane looking scary. Any sign of a lurker den? Not yet. Nothing coming through on that production tab. Yeah, happy Sunday, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. It is New Year's Day, right? No, it's the week after New Year's Day. I'm stupid. It's 2023 when you're watching this. I'm casting it about 10 days early, so happy future. Good stasis. Great stasis. All right, all right. Banelings catching a couple Zealots there. Again, the Archons love to be in the front lines if Banelings are ready to rock. If there's Hydras, though, they'd rather not be involved. This is a lot of Hydras, man. It's a lot of Hydralisks. She's got 23 of them. And pushing down into this 4th base. Cannons buying time. High Templar ready to rock. When there's this many Hydras. Look at this pre-split. Beautiful pre-split by Scarlett there. Just coming around this backside. I don't know if you want to be back here, though. Seems a little bit of a trap, but the Zealots can't get a surround on you, so they die. That Archon can't fight this. Banelings catching a nice shield battery goes down. Hydra's still alive back here. More you coming in. This is really chaotic stuff here. Can GunGFuBanDa hold on? I don't know that he can. A couple Immortals aren't going to be great against these Hydralisks. The Lings are definitely good against the Immortals too. Charge Lots warping in. This is a desperate hold situation here. Lings are trying to deal with the Zealot so the Hydras can deal with everything else. Just sniping down the Nexus might work Archon down. Yeah, that Nexus is dead. No saving it at all. Beautiful attack there from Scarlett. Excellent micro. Fantastic display of what Zerg can do. So she's expanding behind this up here at this 11 o'clock position. I mean, truly fantastic stuff here. This has been... Man, I think Scarlett's playing very, very well. GunGFuBanDa has got dealing with some changelings coming in. They're not going to kill the changelings immediately. That's okay. There we go. Does take... I think that's a dead... Yeah, just focus it. But the question is, how many Lings and Hydras are you willing to throw away to kill this Nexus? And the answer is none. She wants to kill it without losing anything. And there they go. Okay, maybe like one Hydra died there. Great. Did more Banelings roll into this way? It looks like maybe there's some buildings died for sure. It's 165 to 121 supply. I'd almost move into some Colossus here. I mean, the Immortals are not really providing that much value, but I think maybe GunGFuBanDa is expecting to see some Lurkers come in soon. And if you've got Lurkers coming at you, then Immortals are great. But if it's Hydroling Bane, Immortals are not exactly a good tech choice here. Got more charge lots up here at the top side of the map. More drones are going down. Banelings getting to the 3rd base of GunGFuBanDa. High Templar have got to have... They do. The High Templar have... They've been storming. Just haven't seen a storm recently here. GunGFuBanDa saving it for a really special time. So Ling upgrades are currently +2. The Hive on the way. There was a Lurker Den getting started now at this 12 o'clock here from Scarlett. And is there a... Oh, more Zealots coming up this right way into the 4th base. There's enough defense here. They just get immediately intercepted and killed by very, very few losses there from Scarlett. So 17,000 resources lost from Scarlett, 14,000 from GunGFuBanDa. +2 attacks on the way from GunGFuBanDa. He's got his 4th base back up and running. But Scarlett pretty happily on 5 bases and maybe going for a 6th here or maybe here at this Vespine Geyser base, which again, risky to take, but we've seen players take it time and time again. So Scarlett just being really annoying. This creep spread, as I mentioned, she's very good at it. It's pushing all the way down. It's within spitting distance of this 4th base of GunGFuBanDa. Zealots. Again, Zealot run by a good tool. They've gotten some work done today. But the longer the game goes on... I love not using the Banelings on that Zealot. That's smart. That's good use of Baneling for sure. Creep Tumor... almost got down there, but there's an obs anyway. So, I mean, Creep Tumor is not going to survive very long on the front lines for much longer. Adrenal glands on the way. We're getting a mothership. Cool. Seismic spines getting researched for the lurkers, which do exist. They're in the army now. Pretty sure that's a movie. Beautiful storm chasing. Again, sometimes storms not necessarily there to kill 100 things, but to zone out the Zerg army, right? Just force them to go somewhere else. Scarlett has 85 workers, really needs... Got a great income advantage here, but really needs to expand again. Whether you take this base or this base. But there's got to be an expansion on the plan here somewhere, because all these bases are oversaturated except for this one. Like, everything else is just... Okay, so she's moving drones around. She's trying to equally saturate these things. When behind Dark Shrine, says GunGFuBanDa. Let's go. Let's get some Dark Templar out there. Maybe a little Shadow Stride action would be very cool as well. Carrier? Oh, okay. All right. So GunGFuBanDa decided carriers are the thing to do in 2022 in a PvZ. Huh. Quelle surprise. Quelle surprise indeed. And these zealots just getting caught out bad. Spire started as Scarlett gets an inkling that there are carriers on the way, whether she scouted it or not. But GunGFuBanDa trying to make this thing happen with the power of carriers, High Templar, Immortals, and Archons. Not a bad combo against Zerg, and something that's taken down many a Zerg player. The time of the Hydra is just about over, and Scarlett, I don't know what she wants to do with them. She's going to need supply for Corruptors soon enough. Immediate storm on that Lurker. Bam! Cannon finishes it off. Brutality. And engaging with these carriers. No. Yeah, the time of the Lurker. Once the carriers are out, everything changes. Viper's trying to come in, maybe abducting the carriers into the Hydras might work for a time. But eventually it always gets down to a point where the Hydras just are not going to work against the carrier count what exists. Got 4 carriers with a 5th one on the way. GunGFuBanDa saving a little bit of room in the supply cap for that. Lurker is getting some probes. Okay, pushing into this 3rd base pretty strongly. There's a queen all the way down here attacking too. GunGFuBanDa's like, I'll attack from multiple points. Get that queen, clear that creep. We're pushing, we're getting this creep out of our neighborhood. It is bad for resale value. Void Rays on the way too. Void Rays mixed in the comp are pretty good against Corruptors too. But Archons do the job. Ooh, just walking in. Okay, I don't like that at all. Zealotes going for another run-by attack. It's just they're so fast, they're good. Into Spinecrawler Forest, though, which they don't like at all, so they're not going to sit there whatsoever. Scarlett did expand to the Rich Vespene Geyser base, but it is dying. She's also expanding top left. Got to watch out for that one. That's in a lot of trouble there, too. Nice abduct on the carrier. There aren't enough Corruptors to one volley it. Not even, gosh dang, close. Couldn't even, okay, finally killed it. That was a little bit anemic, the number of Corruptors here. And I guess the armor's a problem, too. Yeah, +1 shields and no flyer attacks on the other side. So, yeah, you're going to have a pretty bad time fighting in that situation. Warp Prism maybe thought about going into the main base, but there's some Hydras patrolling over there, so that's not going to work at all. Good job thinking about that one, Scarlett. GunGFuBanDa has expanded again. That is going to be a 5th base at about the 5:30 position on the clock. But yeah, hit that like button if you're enjoying this game. We got DTs too, y'all. I mean, this is great. DTs wiping out this top left base. Protoss fans are cheering wildly at this one. Go DTs. I mean, they're very dead, but, you know, they did some work. Not going to complain about it. Oh, they're still alive. What? Because of this push? Oh, you can't leave them there. Oh, boy. All right. More creep spread happening. More storming groups of Hydras. Banelings that try to crash into the High Templar. One of them died, but I think that was a Ling, not a Baneling that sniped it. GunGFuBanDa expanding bottom right. Creep spread down the right side. Creep spread continuing to push down the left side. The center doesn't actually have any new tumors. She might consider doing that, but I don't know. Is it worth it? if the Protoss is just going to come back. Flux Veins are on the way. So yeah, the first 15 minutes of this game, I think, greatly favored Scarlett. But once the carriers entered the fray, I don't know. Ducked on those Archons, 2 of them go down, but not the 3rd one. This becomes a dance. It's a very difficult dance. Oh, look, the DTs are back. Okay, the DTs are dead, but they got 4 more drone kills before they died instead of, none, which is where they were going. Yeah, more Zealot run-bys, just not accomplishing a ton. I think they got 1 drone for all of those Zealots. Not the most cost-efficient of boys here. Lurkers coming around that backside, trying to burrow. Oh, boy. So, Lurkers donated to the cause there, abducting the Mothership. Tries to recall out of there. Doesn't get out. Mothership killed during the recall process. Carriers taking down that Rich Vespine Geyser base again, quite possibly. Drones going down. Another carrier dies. The Immortals are here in case some Ultralisks or Lurkers show up. But yeah, and really good at killing spores, too. I think they could wipe out that base. Kind of consolidating power here a little bit. Corruptors down to the south. Trying to get a nice angle on those carriers. There's 1 Archon down there and a couple Stalkers. Not a ton of anti-air to protect these carriers, which I think is what maybe GunGFuBanDa was trying to go home about. But the full surround, the 360 surround on this army. Scarlett jumps on top of it. Ling's crushing everything on the ground. The Archon remains. The carriers are dying. The abducts are happening to make sure the carriers don't escape, and Scarlett wrecks that entire comp. Wow. Another base coming up here. Retaking the Rich Vespine Geyser base. GunGFuBanDa's carrier count just got reset to 0. His army value is 8 Zealots, 2 Archons, and 2 High Templar. That should be it. Scarlett should be able to push in and wipe out anything she wants to right now. There is no army to stop her from doing it. So she goes after the newest source of income here for GunGFuBanDa in the bottom right. Doesn't like the cannon situation there. Burrow some lurkers. Oh, man. Burrow some lurkers in. There's more Archons. Oh, there's 4 carriers out now because we went from no carriers to 4 real fast. So good job, GunGFuBanDa, having enough money to do that. His macro's been pretty good here today. I don't know. I do feel like maybe one of the top 4 Zerg players would have been able to win the game from that position, from wiping out the entirety of the Protoss army like that, but I don't know. Once again, man, so many Zealots have died today. This is like a record number of Zealots would have died today. That's 100. 100 Zealots, 101 Zealots have died. It's like 101 Dalmatians in here. Okay, Archons again. Archons are all that keep these carriers from dying. Another Mothership coming in. +3 air weapons getting researched. I think that was being Chrono Boost because that finished real fast. Scarlett back on the Rich Vespine Geyser base. Only 3 drones required to get that rich Vespine gas out of there. I love the coloring too. One of my favorite things, honestly. All right, Lingbane Hydra coming up to a base that's all basically dead. I really don't understand the value of killing this. And he doesn't, I mean, she doesn't even kill it. Like, he's got this defended, probably unnecessarily, but whatever. I guess picking around at the edges. More Zealots, y'all. GunGFuBanDa loves his Zealots. I just feel like we see more Zealots in this game than we have in a lot. Yeah, once again, Scarlett putting a ton of effort into taking down a base that has, like, barely any gas in it and no minerals remaining. I really don't understand this choice at all. But Broodlords are on the way. More Corruptors coming in. Really just moving into more of a Sky Zerg-style army. And GunGFuBanDa put some effort into saving this Nexus as well. I guess he just wants the remaining 142 gas that's in here, and then maybe he'll just let it die. Zealots on a mission. Go Bob. Go Todd. And take down that Greater Spire. I guess this one's attacking an expired extractor. Not going to work out particularly well for them. More Zealots, y'all. 107 Zealots died today. I feel like that's just the highest number of Zealots that have died in a game in like months on my channel. I don't even know. Insane. 3/3 Flyer is on the way now for the Zerg player. It's already 3 attack, 1 armor, 2 shields with +3 shields on the way. I mean, that's like 400, 400. That is an expensive upgrade. GunGFuBanDa expanding to the only place that's really available for him, which is along this right side position at about the 3 o'clock. I mean, he's got the Rich Vespine Geyser base down here, too, that he could probably take. I'm surprised he's not going for it, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, are we going to, I don't know, are we going to see this map get mined out is usually a question I have. But Data C has so many bases on it. So many. A game has to go forever for that to happen, and sometimes StarCraft games go forever. They just do. So giant Corruptor Broodlord ball here with a ton of Overseer support. Some Infestors on the ground for Scarlett too. On the other side, Carriers, Archons, Zealots, Immortals. Got some, I'm pretty sure there's some High Templar hiding in there too. Yeah, High Templar in the middle of that ball. Trying to come up this ramp. Oh, that Baneling connection would be huge. And yeah, okay, pretty good Baneling connection. Really good Baneling connection. Those Changelings prevent the retreat of those units? Dude, sick Changeling play there. And yeah, this newest source of income is going to die. GunGFuBanDa coming in to try to save it. His army's a little bit slow. But a bunch of probes are going to go down. I don't know if he's going to save the... Is she going to save the Nexus here? 14... Again, Hydras just evaporate in this situation. Go Ultralisk. No, he lost it. It's cloaked and the Overseer abandoned him. Ultra dies. Corpse flies up to the surface of the sea. Man, more Zealots. And again, this hatchery dies at the Rich Vespine gas base. That's 3 hatcheries down. Guess that includes the one that was... doesn't include the one that was canceled. Another hatch down. Man, GunGFuBanDa, he's using Zealots in a way that I haven't seen since the Zealots were giving the base movement upgrade when they get the charge. Like, ever since that happened, we've seen a ton more Zealot run-bys, right? Because they're faster. It makes perfect sense. But for a long time, it was very common for that to happen. Finally, the Nexus dies to all these Broodlords. Yeah, for a long time, it was really, really fantastic to see how many Zealots were used on run-bys. And then it kind of fell off, and now they're back. GunGFuBanDa single-handedly bringing the Zealot run-by back here. He's lost a total of 130 Zealots today. That's so, what is that? 4 lings per zealot. So there have been more zealots that have died today than lings. Cost for cost. Broodlords firing in on the ground. Microbial Shroud is up to protect the nothing, I guess. Maybe there was an Ultra in there for a minute. But again, ground army really just dies. That leaves the air army here to fight against a giant 3/3 Corruptor ball. GunGFuBanDa does not like it. Okay, so that's it, man. I mean, once again, the skytoss army just gets obliterated. Guess who's inside the main base of Scarlett? Zealots are here. That carrier count knocked all the way down to 0 again. That is a total of 16 carriers that have died in this game. A brutal display of skytoss death here from Scarlett. 140 to 127 supply. The income has been favoring GunGFuBanDa, surprisingly, over the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes or so. But I guess losing this base multiple times is not great. More Zealots. I mean, GunGFuBanDa is the Zealot King. We should just name him Zealot at this point. I think he'd appreciate it. Did he just take down? No. No. The Spire's over this way. Okay. Look at him, Spine pushing this expansion attempt from GunGFuBanDa. Hilarious. So funny. I mean, is Scarlett messing around at this point? Yeah, this Stalker group, they have Blink. They're really active. They're really nimble. They're good at harassing and attacking and pulling out, but... creep spreading, so this can't be expanded to... I'm surprised GunGFuBanDa is not even going for this. I mean, this one's a little bit more annoying to try and take, but look at this. Spines and Spores protecting this base, oversaturating it. I mean, this is fully saturated. Scarlett's got 50 workers, but doesn't really need that many at this stage, right? Lings and Ultras trying to deal with the Stalkers, and then Archons and Carriers and Tempest show up, and they're like, no, not interested. This creep tumor's so annoying. This probe gonna kill it. Stalkers actually kill it. All right, that's fine. Yeah, flying into... Oh, I don't know about Spore... Oh, Spore Forest is a problem for you. Yeah, I mean, look, GunGFuBanDa has about 2,000 minerals in the bank, but Carriers, as always, are a bad late-game unit. They require resources to be effective at all. If they don't have any interceptors, then they are a paperweight. So you just got to watch out not to rely too heavily on Carriers in the late game. Just a thought. Tempest trying to go after those Spores. They're not as much of a problem. Nice surround with those Broodlings on that Archon. Spine helped to finish it off. Sick micro to play there, too, from Scarlett. 174 to 153 supply. Dude, what a map. Zealots try to go up here and mess with this, but there are literally 6 Spines in this location. It's hard to deal with. It's like the 6 cannon thing, right? Scarlett doesn't want to fight against 6 cannons, and GunGFuBanDa doesn't want to fight against 6 Spines. If you're going to make static defense in the late game, make 6. Seems to be the key here. Yeah, thanks everybody who supports the channel by hitting the like button, by subscribing too. You can also support me by going to patreon.com/FalconPaladin and hitting me up there for as little as $1 a month. We've also got PayPal donations available, falconpaladin@gmail.com for that site. And also YouTube just has some nice donation options here too. Ooh, Tectonic Destabilizers is researched. And the Spines aren't quite enough to hold against everything though. Nice fungal on the DTs. Chain fungals on the Zealots here, but this base is muerte. Muerte. I don't know how to say dead. I think it's muerte in Spanish. But yeah, that hatch is toast. More Zealots trying to get inside the main base. I got a War Prism just died there. Fairly sure. But yeah, the thanks button down below is good for a one-time donation through YouTube, a site you already trust, and you can become a member of the channel as well with different perks and benefits for as little as a couple bucks a month. Not too shabby, but thanks everybody who already does support me in all of those ways. And again, if you don't want to support me monetarily, that's great. I understand everyone's in a different position. Everybody has different things that they value. But hitting the like button is one thing that you can do. That doesn't cost you anything and is super easy, unless I guess you're on an Xbox or something. If you're watching on a different streaming device than a traditional browser or on your app on the phone. Long distance mining here from GunGFuBanDa. That's how dire the situation is for him right now. He'd love to re-expand here again, but oh, these Lings are like, oh yeah, and then the army's like, yeah. Broodlords start attacking into the main base. Broodlords assaulting your main base as a Protoss. Never thought I'd see the day. The Carriers are way on the other side of the map. Again, Data sees a big one. It's a big, chunky map. Broodlords decide not to press their luck, not pushing too far into their situation. Also, GunGFuBanDa is making a pretty concerted assault across the other side of the map. More Zealots in this group, y'all. 146 Zealots have died. This is Zealot death count 2023, everyone. Yeah, I mean, Scarlett's mining out of this top left base. She's mining out of this Rich Vesping Geyser base. She's got this one she's starting now. at about a 930 position. But yeah, GunGFuBanDa taking his position over here at the 3-2. Yeah, okay, the Broodlings are like, well, and the Broodlords are like, oh, if nobody's gonna stop us, we'll just chew up some of your warp gates then? Question mark? Seems odd you're letting us do this, but all right. GunGFuBanDa's like, I'm not. I'm gonna base trade you, base race you, one of the two. Yeah, the Blinkstalkers want to get up there real bad, and they do. They blink in, but there's a lot of Broodlords up there still. Nice fungals! And those Stalkers die! Ugh! So, alright, GunGFuBanDa is in desperation mode now. He's just here killing stuff, going after both the Spires, Ultralisk Cavern, Baneling Nest. In trouble here. A ton of Warp Gates die. There's Ultras in here just wiping out all the tech structures too. Alright, this is turning into an epic game. Let's get it. All right, Spire down, Lurker Den, Hydra Den. Scarlett's rebuilding another Greater Spire way in the top left. Hopefully it'll stay alive. But these Broodlords are like, this is great. We really haven't been allowed just to attack a base like this for a long time. Broodlords traditionally are used in battles, and that's about it for them to do the depowering the Dark Shrine, depowering this Warp Gate, but GunGFuBanDa putting some work in here too, causing some major problems. Creep Tumors getting wiped out. How many Creep Tumors remain? 22, and 149 have gone down. Insanity. GunGFuBanDa is supply blocked. All of the pylons in the main base and the natural base are gone. That was a lot of pylons for sure. Yeah, we're going to get to the point where there's just no trace that GunGFuBanDa ever existed in this bottom left corner at all. Alright, so Ultras, yeah, there we go. Decide to finish it off, no problem. GunGFuBanDa pulls back to his source of power, the bottom right. He is going to take the Rich Vespine gas base here at 36 minutes. He decides that's probably a good time to do that one. But yeah, main base wiped out, natural base wiped out. Third base still has some Stargates down here. He's building some tech structures over on this right side here, too. Templar Archives, a couple gateways as well. I don't know. Oh, that Stalker just break and abduct with Blink? I guess you never see Stalkers abducted, so that's not a normal thing, but that was kind of fun. I don't know. Economically, I feel like GunGFuBanDa has done a good job of kind of splitting the map in half today. And splitting the map in half benefits the Protoss for sure. You're going to be more cost efficient. That said, GunGFuBanDa has lost 2 entire armies today, and so he's at 69,000 resources lost, and Scarlett only at 64. So this could be a game where a Zerg player just makes better trades, and splitting the map in half benefits her just fine. Thanks. She's okay with it. And I really feel like that's what we're seeing here, right? She's okay with taking this. She's not really putting a ton of pressure on this base anymore. I feel like she could. She could cause some problems down there. So right now, what we're looking at is 6 carriers, 3 Archons, 4 Tempests, a Mothership, some Zealots, 5 High Templar, which are pretty big. Yeah, 38 minutes. Nobody's maxed out, but Scarlett is up. 182 to 164 overall supply, and she's got about 25 fewer workers than GunGFuBanDa does, too. So army value is 151 versus 107. Zealots had a good time up inside the main base of Scarlett. Again, her main base and natural base are effectively wiped out, too. Ah, it was an Ultra Ling attack into this base that wasn't well defended enough. The Rich Vespine Geyser base gets wiped out. This Zealot was distracting me. Maybe the Zealot was distracting GunGFuBanDa as well. Yeah, really parking on this base. Because, I mean, this is it. This is the base that matters here for GunGFuBanDa, right? If he loses this, it's less important than losing this right now. Ling's Ultras fighting against cannon supported by shield batteries. But making quick work of them because fully upgraded Lings and Ultras are a match for the shield battery cannon combo. Combo breaker is what the army is here. Trying to jump in, but Tempest getting 3 shots, never a good feeling. Not even the tiniest of bits. Got Terran music in the ZVP. Always weird. Always a little bit interesting for sure. Ooh, Void Ray Abduct. Good. Good hit. Yeah, I mean, abducting is basically free kills here, too, if you do it well enough, and Scarlett's definitely capable of that. So ground army up north, air army down to the south, Vipers, Corruptors, fighting Changelings in the mixes. Ooh, abducting a High Templar would be sick! Catching a Storm there. Maybe not enough energy for an abduct? No, the Vipers have enough there. That's interesting. Just kind of... Oh, free Tempest is good, though. No abduct required. Bad rally. Yeah, covering this area. Where was that Tempest anyway? Why? What? Really not sure. Yeah, look at this. So basically it's turned into GunGFuBanDa bottom right, Scarlett top left. Which is not the spawn locations for this map at all. But it kind of makes sense based on how these expansions are laid out, right? So 41 minutes into this thing. I think Scarlett's going to be okay here. I really do. Take that. Changelings will Tempest you to death. Actually, we'll leave these ones alive. Never mind. Executed. Summarily. So we're doing a bit of a Zerg versus Protoss dance here. Oh, Stalker Abductin kill. So funny. Scarlett starting to get a decent bank. 10,000 minerals and 2,500 gas here. Not sure. She's got Larva. I don't know what she's planning on doing with that cash and why she's not maxed out. Guess she wants to see what GunGFuBanDa's composition is here. Abduct, mothership down. Cost throws down a time warp. Spores doing what they can, and this base dying. I think Scarlett might just have this thing. I mean, this base getting wiped out is just really shrinking GunGFuBanDa's available real estate even further here, putting him into more of a corner. Now there's creep inside the main base of GunGFuBanDa right now. That's how bad this is for him. I mean, I don't know. Having creep in there, is that any worse than it just being empty? I'd probably not. More Corruptors on the way. Again, fully upgraded Corruptors. The upgrades to the Protoss. He did end up at 333, except for shields. Air shields. Air armor is only at 2. You could probably afford it at this point, but I don't know how much value it's going to provide him. Carrier move sound. It's constantly sending changelings in to see the state of things for GunGFuBanDa. Going in. Again, this is one of the newer sources of income here. You can't buy enough time for the army of GunGFuBanDa to respond to this thing. And I don't know. That Nexus is dead. The army doesn't really make the move fast enough. Probes are out here fighting because he wants to free up some supply. He doesn't need 50 probes. So these guys are going to do their best Chuck Norris impression. Try to take down a hive. Doesn't really happen for them, does it? No, but the supply freeage success. Is there a ton of stuff? There's 1,000 gas in that one, 900 in that geyser. Yeah, and again, Interceptor is not great. Not great in this endgame stuff. Spore Crawler Forest coming up. Yeah, I mean, Ling Ultra Army tried to jump in there, but this time GunGFuBanDa was ready for it. Shuts it down, clearing out some of that creep too. The creep just keeps pushing. You're playing against Scarlett, sir. You're gonna have to deal with creep. It is a way of the Zerg. Woof. So at this, what are 45 minutes into this thing? What a barn burner this is. It's again using ultras to try to take down a defunct base here. They don't trigger the stasis war. It's always kind of fun to see units in there, enemy units, and just like ignoring it. Using changelings for scouting purposes, always really smart. Using revelation for scouting purposes, always really smart. But yeah, neither player is incredibly interested in just facing off here, you know? Changelings are like, is there anything defending this long-distance mining operation? And the answer is no. So some lings head up this direction. Oh, they caught wind of this DT, didn't they? They sure did. He's dead. Tempest, they can wipe out spores pretty effectively with that Tectonic Destabilizers upgrade. And look, we are working on shield upgrades here. Air armor, fantastic. So a bunch of probes go down there. 5 probes get taken down. At Warp Gate dies. Maybe. Nope. Pulling back. Army on the response. But taking down an assimilator. I mean, this is just everyone annoying each other to death. Lings trying to take down what? I don't know. Kill some zealots with your adrenal upgrade. Go after the Robo. Gets the Robo? Gets the Robo. Okay, that's annoying. Can't make any more observers without that sucker. Guess what? More Zealot harass on the horizon here. So look, how many Corruptors are there? There's 38 Corruptors. It's enough to one-shot a carrier. I'm really shocked we haven't seen more Abduct stuff. Like Abduct a Void Ray. Abduct a Tempest. This is what this group is for, but she seems afraid to get too close. I guess feedbacks are a problem. Guess there's enough Tempest to kind of snipe Vipers before they get too close. Hard to say. Storing a stasis ward down on creep is ambitious. I like that a lot. Man, creep tumors killed today. 203! We've reached the 200 mark, everybody. Yeah, see, Viper thought about going in and then was like, nah, it'll be fine. And will not be fine. Ooh, okay, so High Templar death counts for something. Gets a storm off, gets a feedback off before it dies. Zealots, more zealots, man. Uh-oh, War Prism's in trouble. No! Actually, Corruptors leave it alone. Broodlings triggering a stasis, not something you see every day. Man, 49 minutes. When I clicked on this replay, I knew it would be a macro one. I did not expect it to be this long. Yeah, at this stage, anybody's game. Although the previous two massive engagements have gone down to Scarlett, so I would expect the third one to go down to Scarlett too. So abducting Tempest, wiping them out, taking some storms in the process, losing a couple units while you're at it. Tempest count still 6 after those 3 went down. Good transfuse, keeping those queens alive. Microbial Shroud gets tossed down. That does take incoming damage from the air and reduce it by 50%. 75, is it 50? I haven't seen it in a while. I can't remember now. Against ground targets. So if you're a ground unit being attacked by an air unit, Microbial Shroud will protect you somewhat. Nothing else is really benefiting from Microbial Shroud. No other situations. Oh, man. War Prism got all the way over here, and they easily burned down the Greater Spire. Okay. So maybe you attack now, because Scarlett can't remax on Corruptors anymore. She does not have a Spire. She's got 8,000 minerals and 3,000 gas. Ling's going for another. Oh, they do take down 2 High Templar, force them into Archons, and then kill them while they're in the morphing stage. Ow. So that hurts. How many High Templar are dead is that? God, the list of units dead here is ginormous. 20 High Templar down. 70,000 resources lost for Scarlett, 82,000 lost for GunGFuBanDa. Again, incredible amounts of cost effectiveness for a Zerg player in a ZVP especially. It's just been Changeling City, man. If Changeling deaths showed up on the units lost tab, it'd be a lot. But temporary units don't show up there. Mules, Changelings, Broodlings. Creep spreading, it's so much creep. Okay, double, okay, fine. Double Void Ray Snipe, good. Good stuff. Not a ton to be excited about here. Did I just lose sound for a second? That was weird. Shield battery overcharges, no match for the power of Los Ultrales. Shutting that one down, faux show. Storm up. And the dance continues. I don't know what else to tell you here. I mean, neither player really interested in committing at all. We've got a shield battery force for GunGFuBanDa, a spore crawler force for Scarlett. Both players doing the same thing here. Turtling up. Not really interested in engaging too hard with anything. This is going to come down to a situation where everything's going to die, and GunGFuBanDa just can't remax on hardly anything at all. I mean, if Scarlett knew GunGFuBanDa's bank here, I feel like she'd just go for it. Because she has the ability to remax on stuff, but actually, did she ever rebuild that Spire? That's interesting. Look, thought maybe for a second we were going to neural parasite that probe and build a Nexus. It'd be hilarious. That's the only time you really see abducts on probes, but no. Scarlett kills it instead, because why not? Got the energy on the Vipers, right? But yeah, so if these Corruptors all die, and there's still a bunch of carriers and Tempest remaining, then Scarlett's in an immense amount of trouble because she doesn't have a replacement Spire. She can't make any more Corruptors, which she will need in that situation. So she's just trying to avoid that situation, right? So 9 hatcheries have gone down. My number generally is, if you kill 10 hatcheries against an elite Zerg player like this, you probably win the game. So it's 9. It's close. Adrenal Lings going after that Stargate. They got it. Okay, good. Stargate down. Gonna spend money to replace that, huh, Arya? Now that's the question, right? How many Stargates are remaining here for GunGFuBanDa? Well, the answer is 2. So your ability to replace your skytoss army is not hot, but also you only have 700 gas compared to the 3,200 gas that Scarlett has. So yeah. So what can Scarlett remax on? She doesn't have any tech structures. That's a crazy thing. What? She has a spawning pool. She can't remax on Hydras. She can't remax on Corruptors or Broodlords. She can't remax on Ultras. She can't remax on Roaches or Ravagers. She can't remax on anything but Zerglings. I wonder if she... Is that an oversight? Is that an oversight on Scarlett's part? I don't know. I wish I did. This right side base finally getting mined out. The Rich Vespine Geyser base is now mined out. So GunGFuBanDa could lose everything, but also kill everything of Scarlett's, and Scarlett can send about 80,000 Zerglings his way. That's it. Which, in fairness, might just kind of win. I don't know. How many... Wow. How many shield batteries to make cannons invulnerable against cracklings, right? That's a lot of shield battery. So 56 minutes, the dance continues. It is a delicate, very careful dance. Dun, 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 dun. Seriously, the number of changelings that have died today has got to be like 300 at least. So many changelings tossed down. Like, Overseers, man. Good unit. Is this just going to be like a 2-hour game of Scarlett abducting individual Void Rays and Tempest and killing them over and over again? Like, at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes? Because that's kind of what we've been doing here. Ooh. Oracle does not quite get an abduct range there. Too smart for that. These Lings hiding in a corner. Don't want to be spotted by this giant army that will eliminate them very quickly. Yep, Ling's trying to dance in. There's ground army here. There's a guess what? More zealots down here. 178 zealots have died. Again, cost-wise, more zealots have died in this game than Lings. Pretty substantially, too. Mothership abduct and snipe. Losing no corruptors for that. Okay. That could have been step 1. That could have been step 1 of a massive engagement to come here. GunGFuBanDa can't afford to make another... Oh, just barely enough money to make another mothership. Okay, and that's it. We're at 92 gas now. You can't make anything else with 92 gas that's going to be worth a hill of beans in the future of this game. So we did it, everyone. We mined out Data C. I mean, there's minerals there. But that's it. There is 1 mineral patch on this map. Wow. Scarlett should mine this. I mean, she doesn't have any drones left at all, so that's admittedly a problem. All right, Broodlords picking away at these shield batteries and these cannons. Pick, 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 pick. I feel like I'd be annoyed if my enemy was just sending this many changelings my way, Oracle down, throughout an entire hour-long game. I'd be like, all right, look, I get it. You love changelings. Stop it. Stop making me kill them. I feel bad because they have this, like, painful death animation. I mean, GunGFuBanDa probably doesn't feel bad about killing changelings. He's a Protoss player, after all. And Zerg is gross and bad. Ooh, did she sneak one in? She snuck a zealot in. Ah, it's too slow. Again, I feel like changelings should be able to have speed if you're impersonating a speedling, or speed for zealots if you're impersonating a zealot. Like, just give them a chance to look normal. Give Marines combat shield, you know, just do something to make changelings a little bit harder to spot. Because right now, there's just no chance. There's just no chance that it happens. Well, I mean, again, I'm going to point out, Scarlett is sitting on 7,000 minerals and 2,800 gas and can remax on exactly Zerglings. So if she loses her entire army here and kills most of GunGFuBanDa, and she can make lings, then these carriers will win the game. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. And the fact that Scarlett is not rebuilding her spire is just, it's a little bit mind-boggling for me. That's all I'm saying. Thought about jumping in, but no. No jumping in. How's the interceptor count doing here, GunGFuBanDa? Pretty good, honestly. There's 62. He's got 1,000 minerals left with which to rebuild them. But I feel like I made this point 45 minutes ago, but it's true. The carriers are not good. Once you don't have any minerals in this bank, and the bank is not ginormous, it is not eternal. Enough Tempest to one volley down spores is pretty nice. Again, forcing Scarlett to make a drone and make a spore is digging into that bank for free. Right? Because Tempest killing spores is a free, basically a free thing you can do. Yeah, look at this. Bam, volleyed. Bam, volleyed. Fungal on the Tempest, and he recalls him out of there to save him. Just, you know, better safe than sorry. More creep tumors going down. Gonna fly these over some shield batteries. Heal them up real nice. That's right. Real nice. This game started with a proxy hatchery in GunGFuBanDa's natural base. That's insane. Okay, Lings and Ultras doing the Ling Ultra thing. These probes all dying. They provide really no value at all to GunGFuBanDa right now, so sure, they can die. These warp gates, once again, GunGFuBanDa could warp in some Zealots and a couple Stalkers with his 92 gas, but not a lot else going on for him. These Ultras are like, run, get on the creep, run. Ooh, survived. Nice. These Lings know they're dead. They just don't care. Gonna snipe down 2 pylons before they die. And no, not 2 pylons before they die. 0 to 2 workers at 1 hour and 3 minutes into this game. We're producing 2 sets of creep tumors right now. That's interesting. Did you see that? Once there are 15 things in production, does it actually start another square? Because I think that's what it looked like happened. That's weird. Infestor down. Interceptors have been down here too. For sure. Using Tempest to kill changelings is a slow process and an annoying one. Look at these ones live. Ah, GunGFuBanDa's like, you know what? Fine. We'll live in peace with the changelings. You really shouldn't, though. They are spies. They are spies for the Zerg is what they are. This might be a world record of creep tumors killed. 312 creep tumors have died in this game. I mean, StarCraft 2 has been around for 10 years now, so maybe it's not 12 years now, because it was 2010. So, yeah, I mean, the world record of creep tumors killed is probably a lot higher, but this is really working for that record, isn't it? Really trying to put it in the record books. This match, I swear, both players... what's going on? Let's see here. It's hard to talk about. No, this will probably work. So World Cup happened. Argentina won the World Cup. Messi got his first and probably only World Cup ever. But you know what? It's only 4 years. So to get a World Cup victory is a massive, massive success, no matter who you are. So congratulations to Messi for that. Mbappe had a hat trick in the World Cup final. He's like 24. Dude's young. He's got a massive career ahead of him for France. Mbappe is just fantastic. More of him we'll see in the future for sure. Next World Cup's in the North America, right? United States, Mexico, and Canadian sites and venues. Should be really fun. Obviously, tickets to it are going to be insanely expensive, but, you know, I don't know. And the closest one to me in Utah is like Los Angeles, probably. So, not exactly a close drive, I would say. But I guess if you're going to a World Cup match, maybe you should fly. I don't know. Tell you what, though, we'll have booze. Unlike Qatar, we will allow people to drink at the World Cup matches, so... that's going to make it better than the Qatar World Cup immediately. What else is going on? I finished up Money Heist on Netflix, the Spanish version that happens in Spain. There's a Korean version, but I watched the Spanish one. Season 1's really good. I really enjoyed Season 1 a lot. Season 2 is kind of like an extended, dragged-out Season 1, where they kind of repeat a lot of the same plot points of Season 1. The ending is pretty fantastic. But I don't know. Another mothership down. That's 3. No, 5 motherships have died today. Okay, never mind. The mothership abducting has been through the roof, off the chain. But yeah, I can recommend Season 1 of Money Heist on Netflix, okay? Ooh, a couple High Templar possibly dying. No, saved by the Warpin. Sick Warpin there. Did we just neural parasite a High Templar? Yeah, okay, sick. Good stuff. Murdered that one. But yeah, Season 2, I don't know. I'm not sure that it's got a Falcon Paladin stamp of approval on Season 2. Just for a lot of reasons. Again, it's just extra long for reasons that I don't feel like it needs to be as long as it is. Not even close. So, anyway. Yeah, it's Casa de Papel in Espanol. I learned a lot about Spain, though. That's a country I didn't know a ton about. So that was nice. Microbial Shroud is up, defending these queens against the attacks. Spine crawlers poking away ground units. Interceptors dying. GunGFuBanDa down to 128 minerals as he replaces these interceptors. It's just relying on carriers in this situation is dumb. It's extremely stupid. Microbial Shroud is up. High Templar wander in to get some feedbacks off. And actually survive. They take a fungal to the face and actually make it back to the safety of the ground here. GunGFuBanDa has not enough money. That's it. He's down to 8 minerals. Scarlett making her move. Here we go. Dodging storms. Jumping on top of these Tempest. Broodlords on the ground to deal with the Archons so that the Corruptors can fight against these carriers. Look at Scarlett making a Spire. She's like, oh, I wanted to make some Corruptors and I couldn't. Oops. And that's a GGG. Great, great game. Scarlett wins it in 1 hour and 9 minutes. One of the longest casts on my entire channel. Holy crap. That was fantastic. So yeah, hit that like button if you had fun there. What? I mean, I guess GunGFuBanDa was like, I'm out of cash, so I better go for it. And he makes a push. This is where Scarlett tries to make some Corruptors. She's like, come on, Corruptors, make. And she's like, oh, wait, what? I guess maybe Scarlett wanted to engage on creep, because she could have done this at any point. I guess she's not fighting with the shield batteries is what the big deal is. There we go. Spire on the way. She's like, oh, I'd better win this. I had certainly better win this battle. But yeah, as long as the Broodlords are here and there's enough Corruptors remaining, that's your GG. I still think it's hilarious that she's building a Spire in 1 hour and 9 minutes because she didn't realize she didn't have one. Whew, so yeah, GunGFuBanDa, 102,000 resources lost. 85,000 lost for Scarlett. That's it. She split the map in half. She allowed it to happen. She didn't need to have more resources than GunGFuBanDa did, and it paid off. Her plan worked. Beautifully executed. Fantastically executed. So almost 200 Zealots died today. That's a bunch. That's a bunch of Zealots, y'all. I mean, the equivalent number of Lings to die there is 800. So, yeah, only 575 Lings went down. 7 Ultras, a Spire, 9 Hatcheries, and a Hive. So that's one of the rare times you do kill 10 bases of your opponent's Zerg, and they win. But 9 Nexuses went down. So, I mean, yeah, she gave as good as she got there. Both players lost all of their workers. Not too surprised about that. Wait. Scarlett only lost 42. Lost 42 drones, but turned a ton of them into spores and spines. That's right. That doesn't show up as units lost. So 54 spores died and 11 spines died. So those were all drones at one point. 2 infestation pits went down. Never bothered to rebuild the Lurker Den, the Ultra Den, or the Hydra Den. Just didn't bother. Didn't feel like it was necessary. 22 Archons died. Carrier death count is, I'm looking for it here, but it's like 22. 22 carriers died, 9 Tempest, 31 High Templar, 5 Motherships, and a partridge in a pear tree. I mean, that was... Woo! That was something. That was definitely something to behold. One of the craziest, longest EVPs I've ever cast. Is it the longest? Maybe. Very easily could be. I'll have to go back and look, but just thanks everyone for watching to the end here. If you're still here with me, because yeah, the carriers at the end of the game when you have 8 minerals, they're bad. All right, Protoss will figure this out one day. So that right there is gonna be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2: Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.